Hey, Kobe,
Yeah, Barry?
did you have photos of Heather Locklear in your closet? What's going on, guys? My name is Barry,
And this is Colby.
and this is Who Watches This.
I'm like, I didn't even know where to go with that. I was like, do I answer that? Because I did.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the last movie of a hero month, a hero without comics month.
Yes.
You know what? I know in the last 4 episodes, I've totally butchered our theme month, but it's the essence,
Right.
of what the month is.
Yeah. This was a great month.
This what, I also didn't realize how many, maybe for the early 90s, it was pretty common to make a movie and then come out with the comic book afterwards.
Yeah, that was, more common.
Yeah, but for the more recent ones that we've done, not including Defendor, which I should have a comic as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many people kept doing this sort of thing.
Right. Nowadays, it's more like, hey, I don't know what to do to make a movie. Let's pick up a comic and use it as the script.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I'm kind of sad doesn't have a movie or a show yet. This is not a part of the movie we did today, but it's something I want to see adapted. But Saga from Image Comics.
Oh, I've been hearing rumors that would be a thing for a couple years, but that would be amazing,
Right?
and it would have to be like an HBO or a Showtime kind of, or maybe a Netflix
Or Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
With The Boys.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Oh, The Boys is pretty.
I still haven't started it. I know. I know.
I am
It's good.
sad for you. My life is better for watching it.
Well, someone was trying to, because I didn't read the comic, but someone was telling me about Homelander, and it kind of reminded me of a comic called Sidekick, where the main character was like Homelander, and then he abandons his sidekick, who ends up becoming super evil because of his abandonment issues and all that stuff. But that's all that just reminded me of it. I was like,
right.
But my friends are like, "Do you have to watch it?" All right, but back onto the movie for today. We watched 2010's Super.
Yes, and I did not realize that this was that Gunn wrote and
James
directed
Gunn.
this.
You know what? I didn't notice the first run, but in light of everything that has happened, the amount of F-bombs he drops in this movie, I was like, oh yeah, this is a James Gunn movie.
Yes, significant amount.
Oh, okay. So now that you think about it, right? Elliot Page, who's Rainn Wilson's sidekick in this movie, drops a lot of them. How do you think?
Yeah, she felt. She swears a lot.
He. Yeah.
Yes. Right,
and it's a lot of homophobic slurs too. I was just like, now it makes sense.
I will say Libby because it's a female in this show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How about that? That way I don't mix up the pronouns.
All right, it's hard for us old timers with these pronouns. Oh man! But if you guys haven't seen this movie, it came out in 2010. It's a smaller production, IFC Films. But it was one of James Gunn's one of his first major-ish type of projects, right?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's not like his first because I had to look because I was like, Gunn does this, and then I looked and he's got 18 films before this.
Yeah.
One of them being Slither.
Yeah, Slither with Nathan Fillion.
And I was like, wow, the worms, and then in here the worms and what?
Oh no, I remember when Hollywood Video was shutting down, they had a huge movie sale, and I just wanted Slither was one of them. I was like, I was like, who's this hot chick in this bathtub with a bunch of worms in it?
Yep.
It's very Cronenbergish.
I feel maybe that I focus more on actors. I mean, like, if you've got a Scorsese or like a Lucas, they really push the name of the director. But I feel like I'm very naive on the amount, or on the directors of like smaller things, because I'm often surprised when I watch something that's like 10 years, 15 years old, and then like the director is now famous, but they weren't at that time, and I'm like, what? They did this?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely the same way. This half of the reason why I watched Super. I was like, oh man, Dwight from The Office is in this.
100% me too.
So that's how I do it. Like, cause for me, yeah, they're great directors. I don't get to see them on the screen though. So
right.
But I think the older you get, the more you appreciate their directing style.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely like a Sam Raimi has a very distinct style, and you can see a lot of that from movie to movie. You can almost guess that it's him.
Yeah, but, or Stanley Kubrick with his like extra long shots and takes. So, but yeah, let's get to the movie. This is actually a pretty quick movie, short movie. It's like an hour and 30 something minutes. But we do start off with Frank monologuing about how he only has 2 perfect moments in his life. Yeah. Which is sad, because, sometimes you find $5 in some jeans and you're like, oh, what a great day.
And one of them is very understandable, his wedding day. You want that to be your perfect moment, and that's beautiful. Yeah. But his second perfect moment
is just snitching.
Pointing out the direction the bad guy ran when the police were following him.
Which I guess, like, it makes him feel there's somewhat of importance in that decision, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, there's moments where, like Spider-Man, where he didn't stop or help.
That's true. Oh, that is true. Right. That's a little...
So, like, you have to think about these small moments. You're like, well, I'm no snitch, but what if he kills my uncle?
Right. But it's also, like, it sets up that, like, obviously the wedding sets up, like, the love of his wife. Mm-hmm. And then the other one I felt like it set up the importance of
morality
and like the respect of the law.
Mm-hmm. Because the other then he goes into having a nightmare where his prom date is fucking the photographer at school, it seems like a really like inappropriate time to do that, like in such an open setting.
Right.
But hey, you never know what kind of girl he was into. But he wakes up, he draws his perfect moments. His wife, Liv Tyler, is like, points out like something wrong.
Right.
He's like, oh, their hands are too big. And then he goes to fix it.
And it shows that she doesn't love him quite as much as he loves her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, later you see why.
Yes.
Right? But it's a pretty short-lived marriage we really live through, because there's moments where he gets into the bed and he's like trying to get intimate with her. Right. And she pulls away.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm glad they kind of did this all at the beginning. That way it didn't take away from the journey to get to the end.
Yes.
Right? Because
yeah, definitely.
Because we do see, like, she starts to devolve back into old habits. Because Frank's a normal guy.
Right.
He just wants to go to work. He wants to come home, spend time with his wife, go to sleep. Which is fine for the majority of people. Especially, it seems like they live in a small town. Yeah, and that's what's normal. But Liv Tyler's character, Sarah, I believe is her name, is a former junkie and alcoholic, and usually those type of lifestyles kind of lead to like wild nights and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
And so we do see like a short montage of her devolving back into it, getting high with some people, and then one day just disappearing.
Yep.
Right. Kevin Bacon, who, you know, was the good guy in the 70s and the 80s, is just the resident bad guy now. Almost, he's you know, like, I feel sad to say this because I like Kevin Bacon. I think he has a style of acting that's very distinct, but he also feels like a budget William Dafoe.
Yes. like slightly more handsome.
Well, like, okay, so like if William Dafoe is like the ultimate bad guy, Kevin Bacon always feels like the right hand man to me.
Okay.
I don't know why. Do you like Kevin Bacon? You grew up with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I love Kevin Bacon, but yes, I see what you mean. Like, especially now he's like maybe now he's a little older. He can't play that handsome, good guy part, and so it's a little easier just to pull off the jerk.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because like William Dafoe also plays a bunch of good guys too.
Right.
It's very minimal, but you know, so I feel like Kevin Bacon has to get out of this villain shell. I'd like to see Kevin Bacon be a good guy in a couple things, right? But he's very patronizing towards Frank, because he comes in, he's like, "Hey, is Sarah home? Oh, what are you making? You making some eggs? All right." And he compliments him on the eggs. He's like, "Oh, what are these, like brown eggs?"
Yeah, it's very complimentary. That was hilarious.
But like, if you're Frank, you're like, you know why he's here,
right?
He's not a good person, and he's trying to bring Sarah back into this old lifestyle. But so Sarah ends up leaving.
Yeah, because you don't know at this point. Like, at this point, you've seen Sarah start doing drugs again, and so you're like, is he the druggie? He's looking for her, so like, does she owe him money?
Yeah,
something like that. So it's
yeah. But no, and so Sarah does leave. She leaves. She takes all her clothes and all that stuff, and so he goes to find Frank at the club he frequents,
right?
Or maybe owns. Probably owns, because that's where he probably pushes the drugs, right? And so, but he's very aggressive towards Kevin Bacon. He's like, "Where's Sarah? I know you know where she is." And they're like, "Oh, you're the guy with the good eggs, right?"
Right, and it's condescending, but for a very thuggy person with some thuggy bodyguards, like, he's very like, "This is the guy who made me eggs. Let him go."
Yeah. Like, he's no threat, you know?
Yeah.
And they have, what's it called? Peter Quill's adoptive dad there.
Yes.
Oh, what was his name? Zandu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his
right-hand man
is
Guardians.
Also the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I immediately noticed that. I was like, oh, it's the guys.
But, you know, so Frank, he goes about his life. He starts, you know, he's at work cooking because he's a short order cook. His co-cook is like, "Man, forget about that bitch."
Yeah. He's very crass, even though he's trying to be helpful.
Yeah, you know, he's trying to be nice, and like, that's what like a lot of friends do. Like, "Oh, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know,
you don't know how many guys she was doing. You just forget her."
Yeah, but you probably saved yourself an STD. And of course, Frank is upset. You know, he's like,
right.
"That's the person I love."
Right.
And so. And so Frank again tries to get Sarah back, because this time as he's waiting outside, he sees Sarah come out of the club with Kevin Bacon, and you know, he's a sort of like a grieving husband type of thing. Like, my wife left me to do drugs again and all that stuff.
Right. Yes, and he's like his inner hero is like, all I got to do is get her home and get her safe, and then we can get her clean, and then she'll love me again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I am so high, I don't really know who you are."
Yeah, Frank does have a very questionable mental state, right?
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure after, like, so Frank, he's having this argument with Kevin Bacon. He keeps slapping his car. Kevin Bacon's like, don't touch my car again, Frank. This is the last chance. And you know, like a child, he touches it with his finger.
Yeah, with one finger.
And Kevin Bacon's like, you know, I'm gonna leave. That's not the kind of touching I'm talking about. But
yep.
And then he gets beat up by Zandu and his right hand men.
Yep.
But he comes home, he's watching TV, kind of licking his own wounds, right? And then this Christian channel comes up with Nathan Fillion as Captain Jesus,
which was amazing. Like, I totally didn't remember him being in this, and yes,
well, it's just like minuscule part, right? And you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah. So it's as like, a Jesus superhero,
right? And he's watching these shows, and this is where you kind of get a little bit more of a deep dive into Frank's mental health, because he says that throughout his life he's seen things.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, oh, Jesus was in my dream one time.
Sitting on the wall.
And so he goes, after this revelation, he's like, I have to become something more than I'm not.
Right.
And so he goes into the comic book store, and he's like, can I get some comics on Captain Jesus or something like that?
Yeah.
And this is where he meets then Ellen Page, who's now Elliot Page.
Yeah. Libby.
Libby, yes. Libby. Yeah, let's go by character. He meets Libby. She's pretty eccentric. Like the kind of comic book store girl you want to meet.
Yes.
But you're like, oh, she probably has a boyfriend.
Right. Yeah, no, I like, that's the kind of girl who your clientele just increased by 25% because you hired her.
And Kobe would know. He had a comic book shop.
I did, and we had a female employee,
right.
And she was a little weird like this, and
quirky.
She was a little quirky,
yeah.
And we definitely had people who were more excited to come into the comic store to talk to her than they were to buy comics. But then she was also an exceptional salesperson, right, and got them all to buy things.
Well, I mean, is it that much harder when you're a girl selling nerd stuff? Right. And but Libby, who is actually, it seems like a very knowledgeable person when it comes to comics.
Right.
You know, she's like, why are you gonna read this to laugh at it? Because it's not good.
Yeah.
But no, so what's it called? Frank, he goes back home. He makes this persona for himself, right? After another hallucination where God touches his brain with his finger.
Yes.
After being bound by tentacles, because earlier that day or night, he, for some reason, there was tentacle porn hentai on regular TV.
Could have been cable.
It's probably Showtime or Stars anime. And so he adopts this personality called the Crimson Bolt. He makes the outfit, which doesn't look that bad.
It is not bad.
Run.
Yeah, it is better than Blank Man.
Oh, right. Oh, but his was bulletproof. So.
That is true.
And probably easy to get into. You know, it's like a long john. You take it on, take it off.
Yeah.
But no, Frank's first night crime fighting doesn't end up too well. He tries to stop a drug deal, but the drug dealer beats him up.
He spends most of the night sitting behind a dumpster just waiting for crime to come.
Right. I mean, hey, Michael Rappaport said it.
Yeah.
When you're trying to find crime, it's never there.
Right.
But he goes back to the comic book store the next day and is like, Libby, I need you to give me all the comics with heroes with no superpowers.
Right. And she is much more excited about that
than Captain Jesus.
She's all like, well, we got Batman and we got like Green Arrow, and then she's like, well, I don't know if this counts for what you're looking for, but we got Iron Man, but he's got a super suit, even though he doesn't have any superpowers. And he's all like, okay, no, you've given me enough.
But really, Frank is just looking for a weapon that he can use.
Yes.
And coincidentally, he kind of just picks up a wrench, a monkey wrench.
Yeah, like a big pipe wrench.
Which is like really dangerous if you swing it around like
right.
The way he does.
Might as well just be a sledgehammer.
Right. It's like a portable. Yeah, he could have just got a hammer. No, but then we go through this crazy montage of the Crimson Bolt. He does stop crime.
Yes.
And the thing that I love about this the most is that he stops crime in the most realistic fashion.
Yeah.
By beating people with this pipe wrench.
Right. Are you selling drugs? Pipe wrench to the head. Boom. Crime is done.
Right. Oh, purse snatcher. Boom.
And the best part of that is there's a lady in a wheelchair, and the guy's trying to snatch her purse, and he runs and he tackles the guy over the wheelchair, tears like the wheelchair apart, like. And then in a scene much later on, they're interviewing like people, and they're like, "Is this guy a hero or is he a criminal?" And there's a woman with a neck brace, and she's like, "He stopped a purse snatcher from raping me." Like, there was no rape, but it's funny because she's wearing a neck brace.
Well, I mean, Colby, obviously you don't know that purse snatching also. That also follows.
It leads to rape. I was not aware.
No, yeah. So he does while we're going through this montage of him actually helping people and potentially killing people, because if you hit somebody in the face with a wrench with that much force, it is vegetative.
Yeah.
He's keeping a close eye on his ex-wife, right?
Yes.
But at some point in the movie, he sees that, his wife is again doing heroin in the feet.
Oh, right. So it almost is like she is no longer necessarily like she wants to do heroin, but she is now like the test. Like then when they're like, "Hey, we got a new batch of heroin. Let's test it to see if it's pure."
She is the
Sarah
rat,
or whatever her name was.
Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I mean, but this super upsets Rainn Wilson, right? Or Frank.
Right.
Because he's like, "No, my wife, she was a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and you're evil." And then this is where he sees that Kevin Bacon and his like Goonies are all dragon demons, and she has this angelic glow about her.
Yeah.
And then so he throws the wrench through the window. And they're like, "Hey, that's fucking Frank." And they shoot at him. Zandu, perfect aim, shoots him in the leg.
Right. Yeah, they would be able to kill him if he had his whistly arrow. But
oh yeah, that weapon is so awesome. I don't know if I could whistle like that, but no. So Frank makes it out of there, but he sees the flyer that Libby had given him earlier on the day, because at that point the Crimson Bolt was on the local news and the local papers, and Libby's like, "Yo, this guy's doing what you talked about."
Yep.
Didn't put two and two together, right? But yeah, so like he invites her to the party later on, and so she gets to the party, but he's wrapped up in garbage bags.
Right.
And all of her young 20-year-old friends are like, "Hey, there's a homeless dude here."
There's a homeless guy at the door asking for you.
And so Libby takes him into her room, and he reveals that he's the Crimson Bolt, and she freaks out.
Oh yeah.
Because
ultimate like fangasm.
And Libby's, I don't know, her mental state is pretty questionable too. I think there's a lot of aggression there.
Sometimes you work in a comic store and you read a lot of comics, and it's just in the back of your head this dream of, if I could only be a superhero, and then if you actually got to meet one, your brain would just explode.
And so that's what happened.
Yes.
She was freaking out, right? But no, and so she kicks everybody out, and she tries to help clean the wound or take out the bullet, but Rainn Wilson's like, "It went straight through. You don't have to do anything." And yeah, but the next morning, like he does tell Libby like, "Hey, they know who I am, so they'll know where my house is." And so Libby is like, "Oh, just stay here then. They won't know." But during that whole time, the officer that he went to earlier in the movie gets shot in his house because they think it's him.
Yes.
Right? Because he finally realizes, like, oh my God, you're the Crimson Bolt. How did I not know?
Right.
Because
he's got an awkward exchange with the police where he's like, hey, my wife has been kidnapped. And the police are like, it sounds like your wife just likes drugs more than you and left you for her drug dealer.
Right.
And he's like, but can't you arrest her for that or him for that? And they're like, well, if we don't have any proof of anything and your wife just left you, then no real crime has been committed.
Right. Oh, yeah. But, like, man, that sketch of him as a Crimson Bolt is spot on. Right.
It's pretty good.
But no, and so the next morning, Libby is like, hey, Frank, wake up. And she starts doing cartwheels.
It's the most... it is like bad TikTok video where, like, some special needs person is trying to dance to do a routine choreographed song dance and just not hitting it.
Right. But it was her audition to be his sidekick, right? Yep. She's like, Batman had Robin, Human Torch had Toro.
Yeah.
Which I never knew. Was this during when like Human Torch was a robot? Right? It's old stuff, right? I don't know. But she's like, I could be that, you know? And, you know, this wouldn't happen to you if I was there.
You wouldn't have got shot if I was there to help you.
Right. I don't know what that's supposed to... I don't know how that correlates to anything. I still think he would have got shot.
Oh, right.
But then, you know, she could have been there to drive, right?
Yes.
But for some reason...
Because, like, when he's, like, stalking in the yard, he's in a bright red Crimson Bolt suit, and he's hiding behind trees that are, like, thinner than my wrist.
And so, why not add someone in their very bright yellow and green suit, right?
Yes.
No, but for some reason, I forgot why, but he accepts her tutelage.
Yes.
Or... to put her, tutelage on it. And so they're like, let's go fight crime. Come on, don't be a pussy. Like, I mean, he just got shot in the leg. You should give him more than a day to recover.
Yeah.
But she's probably so bored out of her mundane life that she needs this. She needs some sort of excitement that's equate to this, right?
Right.
And so, so then we get another flashback of Frank's first time fighting crime, which is sitting behind a dumpster. But then she's like, hey, this guy keyed my friend's car. I know he did it. What a dick. And didn't pay for it. So they go into this guy's house and beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
And she smacks him with the vase, and his face is all torn up.
Right. And then she picks up like a bronze statue and is like going to
murder him. Right?
Yes.
But no, Crimson Bolt stops her, and then they go outside, and she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. And he's like, what?
We have to be sure. Yeah. And you were going to kill him. But I don't know how to stop killing people. You're my teacher. You have to, I'm the sidekick. You have to teach me. He's like, okay, don't kill people.
Right. But at this point, he's like, no, you know what? This was a mistake. And so they go to the gas station. But as he's gassing up, one of the guys, one of the bad guys catches him. Fortunately, they get into this huge scuffle. But Ellen Page or Libby,
right?
Libby runs into him with the car, and they end up killing the people, right?
Yes, because so one guy gets smashed into the wall, and that was hilarious. Like, she gets out, and she's all like, "You were trying to kill us, and now look, you don't got no legs." And the other bad guy has a gun, and he pulls the gun out, and they wrestle the gun from him and then shoot him.
Yeah, he gets shot in the chest. Libby is just super hyped. She's like, yeah, watch out, crime, or else we're going to F you in the A.
Without bleeping that.
Right. Yeah, and so, what's it called? Rainn Wilson realizes, like, hey, we can't just not match the level of danger that we're going up against, right?
Yes. Like, they've got guns and we've got a wrench.
Right. And so they decide to go to the gun store, and he's like picking up a suspicious amount of of guns and ammo all at once.
Right.
Like if he bought that slowly, the guy's like, oh man, they must go shooting a lot. But he's like having maybe like 10 grand worth of stuff in that cart. And I guess the guy's just like, all right, man, have fun.
And it's funny because it's like you see like the straighter people in the store are looking at it like, what? But like the rednecky like hill people are all like, oh yeah,
bang bang. Yeah, like he picks up a book on how to make a pipe bomb. I was like, I don't know they had books like that.
They do.
But no, and so during this whole time, what's it called? Frank is building some crimson bombs. That's what I'm gonna call them, right? And then Libby's freaking out because they're like, we're on the news. I'm on the news. Oh yeah. And so later that night, Libby puts on the boltie outfit.
Yes, because they've come up with her sidekick name as Boltie.
Right. Like, what was the other one? Like a Crimson Kid?
Yeah.
Or something.
And
like
then
that.
she had one that was like a sound. It was like,
oh, bop or something. It's a sound effect of like one of those Adam West panels.
Yeah.
But they ended up with Boltie. But this part of the movie is a very strange exchange, right? Because at this point, Libby has what's it called? Come forward with some sexual ways of celebrating. I don't know how to say this.
Yeah.
She has made sexual advances to Frank. Right? Because then I think the first time, what's it called? When they shoot the guy and then crash into the guy, Libby's like, we should kiss.
And Frank's like, but you're
I'm
like
married.
Well, he's like, you're a kid, and she's like, I'm 22, which was like, what? You're 22? I thought you were like 17.
Right.
But yes, but then she's like, more forward, and he's like,
I'm married, Libby.
I'm married.
Right. And so, but this night, Libby is Boltie.
Yes.
She's not Libby.
She is Boltie.
Right. And she's like having these very awkward sexual seduction techniques. She's like dancing, but it's very awkward.
She's like, I'm not Libby, I'm Boltie. And Frank might have a wife, but the Crimson Bolt doesn't.
But it's like one of my favorite parts because she's like, Frank, just look, it's all gushy. And pretty much rapes Frank.
Yes.
She, I guess I never owned a comic book store, and I also never worked in one. But I'm pretty sure there's some married couples in there that have a hero fetish type of thing, right?
I am sure.
I mean, well, I guess like now, especially now, because there's like cosplay and all that stuff is more normalized. But she's like, just keep the mask on, because you're the Crimson Bull. It's almost very Catwoman Batman like, right?
Right, exactly.
But yeah, she rapes him, and at this point, Frank has tried to thwart her advances, but ends up succumbing to it. And the moment he comes, he has the post nut clarity and he throws up. And then this is where he definitely has something like wrong up there, because he looks in his throw up and his throw up forms the face of his wife. I think that's like a disease.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
No, but this makes Frank think like we have to do it tonight. We're ready.
Yes.
He's like, no. Libby says we're not ready, and he's like, that's the point. We'll never be ready. We just gotta do it. So I'm gonna kind of rush through this because I want to have more moments to talk about. But they end up storming the castle. Right. I'm just gonna say that. If Frank and Libby are slowly taking out everybody in
at least now outside. It's nighttime, so it is
less noticeable.
But there's also at the same time there is a big drug deal going on in the house.
Yeah, and then
so there's a little bit more security and stuff around.
Yeah, the whole thing that's happening in the house right now is that one of the big drug dealer lords is forcing himself on Sarah. Kevin Bacon's like, oh, I guess it's time to let it move on, right? When there's some drug dealer thinks your girlfriend's a whore.
Yeah.
But at this point, yeah, Libby and Frank are taking out the people in the front. But at some point, they get into a firefight, and Libby gets.
Well, he makes her wear a bulletproof vest,
Yeah.
and he is also wearing one, but
Not in the face.
Not in the face.
Which really just sucks.
Yeah.
I really hated that moment. I was like, oh, did she have to die? I mean, I guess like the stakes are pretty high where he's like taking down this drug lord, right, of this small town.
Right.
But yeah, no, Frank rolls her over and sees that half of her or the top part of her face is missing.
Yeah, because he kind of gets knocked out when he gets shot in the chest. So he's, I think, assuming that the same thing happened to her. But then when he like rolls her over, yeah, half of her face is gone.
Oh, but this is the best part though, because Frank just goes into like full Terminator mode and just decimates this entire compound, right?
Right.
To the point where he kills everybody on the inside. Very almost Batman-like. He throws a body on one side and then shoots from the other side.
Yeah.
I gotta say, peak action right there. But he gets to the end with Kevin Bacon. They have this small fight, but this is where Crimson Bolt has like his huge speech where he's like, you don't cut in line, you don't molest children, you don't sell drugs. You know, these rules were from a long time ago. They don't change.
Right.
Which is like probably one of my favorite moments in here, because I don't think Rainn Wilson gets enough credit for how good of an actor he is.
Right. And then Kevin Bacon's got like an interesting retort. It's like, this isn't about right and wrong. It's not about good and bad. It's about, I had her and she wanted to be with me because I'm more interesting than you.
Yeah. Which kind of reminds me of that one movie from, like, I think Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, A Marriage Story.
Right.
I was like, ouch. Like, a lot of people don't realize how much that line hurts a little bit. But no, at this point, you know, he ends up killing Kevin Bacon, Liv Tyler, who has gotten beaten a little bit and sexually assaulted, is like, no, Frank. But they end up leaving. Like, he ends up carrying her out of the house. Frank does, you know, it's like now just a speech, right, of the end of the movie.
Yeah. Where
he's like, yeah, Sarah stayed with me, but, you know, for a couple months, but it was more out of obligation more than anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, one day she just leaves, you know, but it's for her to go discover herself again. You know, right. She goes back to school. She goes back to the Narcotics Anonymous thing, NA and AA and all that stuff. You know, and then she finds the right person for her. Right. Because, you know, and then she does end up having 4 kids and gets married with this person. Gets married and then has 4 kids, you know, or
right.
While Frank finally gets that companion bunny. Which, like, I'm kind of sad about this ending, but it kind of makes more sense because earlier you see that Sarah got with Frank more out of like a coping mechanism than actually like loving him, right? Yeah. And her sponsor, what's it called? She explains that, like, this is a mistake.
Right. Yeah. Know? Don't rush into marriage. You're not supposed to make these kind of decisions when you're less than recovery. A year out of recovery. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but yeah, the movie does end there, which I'm more surprised he didn't go to jail. But yeah, he has like a whole wall full of, like, you know, he's Uncle Frank, which has to be a hard pill to swallow. But I guess he accepted everything. Right?
But you got to take it as he's now got a whole wall full of pictures. And at the beginning, he only had 2 good moments, and he had 2 pictures. Yeah. And now he's got an entire wall full of pictures. So,
man, fuck that wall. The only picture I'm leaving up there is the bunny. He has more perfect moments. Yes. Which I'm glad, you know, but you know, Libby. Libby's dead.
Right, and that's the saddest one is as they're going across like the pictures that are his perfect moments, and there's the one where it's all grayed out and it's got like Libby, and she says like the most exciting things happen between the panels.
No, he said that.
Oh, he said that to her.
He said that to her. He's like, because she was like, "Is it always this boring?" And he's just like, "We're just in between the panels."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, this movie just got deep."
Yep.
Colby, what were some of your favorite moments for this movie?
Libby was like fantastic in this. Frank was as well, but I loved her energy. Like when he's like, "Hey, we got to look for newer, better weapons." She's like, "Can I get metal claws so I can rip people's faces off?" And then he makes her metal claws, and she rips somebody's face off with them.
It is, yeah. That part was awesome. Yeah, like she's a little unhinged, right?
Yeah.
But if you wanted someone to have your back, Libby is the one to be there.
Oh, right.
Because she is a scrappy. That's what they call like people that are smaller than you, right? Oh, they're so scrappy. No, one of my favorite moments, I have two. Like these are like the iconic moments for me in this movie. And the first one is the butter. Well, I would call him the cutter. Yeah, it's the movie line. Remember they're waiting for the movie to start.
Oh, yes.
And this guy cuts.
Oh, I swear you said butter.
Yeah, because that's what Frank calls him. He's like, "Hey, no butts."
Yes. Yes. I was thinking like toast butter. Oh. You're right, butter.
And because then like this happens like in everyday life, right?
Right.
You're waiting in line, and then someone cuts.
Right. And you grumble, and then it's over, and you just
you
irritated
don't really
for a half an hour.
Yeah, because honestly, like it's like 5 minutes out of your day. Do I really want to ruin it with a physical altercation, right?
Right.
But sometimes you're like, I know I should. No, he has to stop doing this. How many lines has he cut?
Yep.
And so Frank says, hey man, like get to the back of the line. Everyone's like, yeah. But this guy's like, hey man, fuck off. And so he goes back into his car, changes into his costume, and the guy's like, you don't think I know who you are?
Right, and the car's just across the road, so it's like they all watch him walk back to his car.
And then he smacks him twice in the face.
Straight down the forehead. It is
brutal.
Yeah.
And then the woman that he's with, he slaps the shit. Frank, if you got to say something, he's an equal opportunist.
Right.
He doesn't discern. Evil has no face, Colby.
So true.
And then, so everyone freaks out, but then, the second part is the sex between Boltie and Crimson. That scene to me is just so iconic for this movie.
Yes,
because it's
super awkward. Yes,
the tension in there, you can cut it with a knife, a sexual hot knife.
So, what are the ones that it's almost just a line, but it was like it just made me crack up. Is so he gets shipped. He goes to her party. He's shot. She saves him. Yeah. She talks him in, she talks him into letting him be the sidekick, and then they go to the guy's house who keyed the car, and she just jumps on the guy like a crazy person, and the guy pushes her off, and she hits the wall, and she's like, "Ow, Frank, I hit the wall on my arm. Now I know how you felt when you got shot." and it's hilarious. It's hilarious that she never calls him, like he always calls her Boltie. She always calls him Frank, even though he's all like, secret identity. Okay, Frank.
Oh man, no, yeah, that part when she said that line, I was just like, if I was Frank, I would just be like, those those are two things you cannot compare.
Right.
Oh man, that's funny. No, yeah, like I always loved the interaction between Frank and his co-chef. Because it's like Frank. I don't know if Frank is just socially awkward or something like that. He just seems like more of a reserved, quiet person. But sometimes you need that co-chef type of friend to get you out of these like funks.
Yes.
So I like that relationship, even though it's a very short one. You don't really get to see too much of it. Kevin Bacon as the villain was okay to me. Yeah, I liked his condescending nature towards Frank. Like he looked at Frank like a butterfly.
Yes. And I mean, it was a guy who sold drugs at a nightclub and wanted to be a bigwig, so he like played tough. Mm-hmm. But I felt like it was that part fit because they're kind of like in a small town, so it's not like you're gonna have some big pimpin', drug dealer.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna have like tigers and shit in the house. Yeah, but like you could tell that Kevin Bacon he played it so well that he had like a chip on his shoulder. He wanted to be this big wig. He wanted to stop being a big fish in a small pond and probably expand to, I don't know, Barstow. I don't know where they're at.
Right. No, but that's how you felt. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's hard to tell where it's at because really you got about 5 locations that just kind of alternate through.
Yeah, it's always the same dumpster. The dumpster.
Yeah.
The comic book shop, the diner, the house. The one thing I kind of like, it's not like I didn't like in the movie, but I just didn't like because of Frank's character, is that he was romanticizing this version of Sarah. Right. And that could just really tie into his delusions that he's had ever since he was young. He thinks he's chosen. Right. But I like that towards at the end of the movie, he says, I wasn't the chosen one.
Right.
It was Sarah.
Yeah.
That was actually chosen. She's the one who had to go through all these trials and tribulations to become
right
the person she was meant to become, and I think that was a more beautiful moment than I realized, because it's hard to, like, any other person, like, this is how I know, like, this is why it wasn't too popular in America, is that ending, it would be so upsetting to so many people.
Yes. Yeah, people don't like a tragic ending.
But it's not tragic though. It's
tragic for no, because Frank then ends up getting.
Frank accepts it. He I don't know. I think there's something awesome about that acceptance that he has. Like, I wasn't the one for her. Yeah. But he doesn't cut off that relationship to her. Because he becomes Uncle Frank to her kids. Yeah, right. And so I think that's why this wasn't really largely popular in the U.S. because everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, I can't believe that he went to go save her, and then she left him. What an ungrateful bitch." and we see that, but I think we should start normalizing endings like the ones in this movie.
I would love that. Because, every movie doesn't have to have that happy ending or that perfect ending, I guess.
Yeah, right?
Or this was, in a way, is a happy ending. But, yeah, it doesn't have to be that perfect ending where love is everything and he kills the bad guy and everybody lives happily ever after.
Yeah. Just look at the ending for like, shows like How I Met Your Mother, right? Right. We didn't really get the last season we got, and the ending to me was like whatever. It wasn't as like an issue with me as I didn't know it was. Like, there's so many articles, trash ending.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. So, Seinfeld was like that too. It ended exactly the same way it started, and people were like, "What? You can't have a season finale that's not like this big." spectacular ending. It just ended the same way it started. Like, what? And it was like, that was always the thing, was that show was about nothing.
Exactly.
And so, that's the way it had to end.
Wasn't the last episode they just ended up in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, the American public do not like nicely wrapped. They want a nicely wrapped ending.
Yeah, they want a bow on it.
Yeah, same thing with The Sopranos. Just ends mid conversation. See, but I love endings like this because how else are you really supposed to end these things? What is everyone gonna move away?
Right.
People move on, and I think that's what's great about this movie. I really wish. I know there's not going to be a second sequel. There's not going to be a sequel.
No, unfortunately.
But I wish there was. Yeah. All right. We're coming up to our hour. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. We always appreciate people listening to the show. But if this is your first time joining us, we do our reviews in 4 sections, which is stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and Ultimate Box Collection. Now, I feel like we have to do the Ultimate Box Collection as James Gunn's movies before Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
yes,
this one
done.
Slither.
100%.
I'm pretty sure.
Romeo and Juliet.
Was that one?
Yes, from like Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
that was like his first real movie. He did a musical porn movie.
Oh, gotta watch it now. You already had me on musical. Then you threw in boobs.
I was right. It's like my 2 favorite movie genres.
But Colby, where you at for this one?
I absolutely love this movie. When I first saw it, I made like 15 people at the comic store watch it. And they all love those. Some of them hated me for it. Did not like it as much as I did. But most of them very much enjoyed this. I maybe have hyped it too much at that point. Like, this is the greatest superhero movie ever. And then they're like, I'm going to watch it. And the next day they come in and they're like, why did you make me watch that?
It's wildly depressing at times.
Yes.
But Colby, where are you at?
If we're doing gun
collection,
the gun collection in a little gun safe, yes, I'm absolutely buying the Ultimate Box on this. I would Blu-ray this. Just, there's no special effects that are not practical, so you get nothing extra. Making it Blu-ray over DVD, but I still am buying this Blu-ray because this movie's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
they get my extra $4.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely the same way. Especially I would even get the poster for this because it's just like a red poster with Rainn Wilson's face in it.
Right. It's hilarious because it is like a star-filled cast.
Oh yeah.
And like I watched a little snippet of like an interview with him, and with Gunn, and he was just basically like, I picked the people who I ideally wanted in these parts, and I was like, none of them are going to be in this movie, and I sent them all a script, and they all were like, yes, I can do this.
Well, I feel like this movie also took like a month to make or to shoot.
Oh yeah. He made the joke. They were like that he made it on like a ham sandwich budget. I don't even know what that means, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. I guess like in the comparison of movie budgets, it would just be the equivalent of a ham sandwich.
Yes.
Because what really, like, I'm pretty sure they could have shot this in a small town, and the most effects that you need are probably just renting the properties. And
right, there's one part at the end where he lights a guy on fire. That's probably the most expensive effect.
Well, what's it called? Boltie does blow up a dude.
Yes.
Which is awesome too. So it's so it's so good to see what you could do with such a small budget.
Yes,
because this is a story-driven movie. It's not heavily relying on the CG, on these extravagant battles, and all that stuff.
Right.
It's gritty. It's Dark Knight-esque. Someone's gonna tweet me like, bro, that is not Dark Knight-esque. That is the Shasta of Dark Knight.
Taxi Driver.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of reviews comparing this to Taxi Driver. It's a little Punisher.
Yeah. It's like if you took the Taxi Driver and a superhero like Punisher type or what's it called, Daredevil type of movie and smushed them together.
Right.
Oh yeah. This was a joy to rewatch again.
And this was when he makes her claws, she does have the 2-claw like
X-23.
like X-23 before old man Logan came out. So that like a little comic book homage there.
Oh, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Heroes Without Comics Month.
Yes, you should go see all these movies, especially this last one.
Show it to, just make it a date night.
Yes.
Let's see how awkward it can get in that room with the gushy scene. I'm sad that she didn't throw in a moist in there. It's like Florida in the summertime. Colby knows all about Florida in summer.
So humid.
You can feel it's like a radiator. Oh, guys, but if you guys go ahead and check out all the links down below, we have our Amazon affiliate links on there. If you guys are shopping, might as well shop with our links and help support the show if you guys enjoy it.
Send us a message with all of your favorite non-comic book movies that we missed, so that we will be inspired to do this theme again, because I loved this. But love us, hate us, share us, tell your friends. All the support we can get, we certainly appreciate.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage, and it's on the Music for Podcast 3 on her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.